Hey, church family. According to Jewish law, a woman caught in adultery was to be put to death. In John chapter 8, we have the story of such a woman. She was caught, and there was no denying the fact that she was guilty. Her accusers brought her to Jesus and asked him what should be done with her. Should they carry out the penalty that the law called for and put her to death, or not? In John chapter 8, verses 7 and 9, we're told, they kept demanding an answer. So Jesus stood up again and said, "All right, but let the one who's never sinned throw the first stone." Then he stooped down again and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest, until only Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with the woman. It's a picture of contrast. This woman is guilty. Jesus is guiltless. She's broken God's law and is standing before the God that wrote it. The ones that were unqualified to condemn her couldn't. The one who alone was qualified to condemn her wouldn't. What this woman thought was going to be the worst and maybe the last day of her life instead turned out to be the best day of her life. Notice, the woman's sin is forgiven, but it's not excused. Jesus is not winking at this sin. He's not pretending that he doesn't see the sin. In John 8, verses 10 to 11, we read, "Then Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, 'Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?' 'No, Lord,' she said." The story ends with Jesus offering her grace along with truth. He said to her, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." The story is a reminder that when Jesus offers grace, it's always grace with truth. When you turn to God and receive his offer of grace, you have to turn away from sin. We're living in a culture today that tells us that it's wrong to say something is wrong. But if you refuse to condemn what God condemns, that's neither gracious or truthful. God gave us a voice to speak grace and truth. And I pray that we'd have the courage and the wisdom to do both. Amen.